All right, everyone, welcome back. I'm going to be here with the Warrior review. This is going to be like my last review for tonight. Number one, because the one thing I got left is neutrals, and that's going to take like 20 or 30 minutes by itself. Number two, because I'm having to take like 20, 10, 15, 20-minute breaks between these things so my throat doesn't like die on me. So I'm not certain that I'll be able to get through the neutrals without my throat just like completely giving out. And even if I do, I'm not going to upload this like before I go to bed tonight. So like I'll pre-upload everything and then I'll do the neutrals tomorrow night. And then when you see it, everything's going to be uploaded at the same time. Anyway, we're on Warrior. So Warrior got the very bad April Fool's joke of Riffs as their mechanic. Okay, they suck for constructed, they're fine for arena. Let's just get right into it. All right. So let's go here. Their first card, sorry, let me pull this up. First card, Verse Riff. Give your hero +2 attack, gain 2 armor. Finale, play your last riff. So, Verse Riff, this is a worse version of the Paladin spell. I forget the name of it offhand. The one that gives you +3 attack and lifesteal if you play it for 1 mana. Where is it? Paladin? I don't even think that's that good of a card. Am I on Paladin? What's that card called? I'm not sure. It's like Judgment of Justice. Is that it? No, not Judgment of Justice. Feast and Famine. Feast and Famine. So they get a 2-mana version of a 1-mana spell that's barely a 3-star card. I think you understand why people consider this to be like the bad April Fool's joke of cards that Warriors got. So, because it combos with the other riffs, like that internal synergy doesn't work, you can't really rely on it. Ultimately, it's a halfway decent removal, and it's halfway decent armor, it's 2 stars. Like, it's not good, but it's not, like, unplayable or anything like that. Drum Soloist, where are you? Taunt, Battlecraft, if you got no other minions, gain +2/+2, and Rush. So if you got nothing, you got a 7/7 Rush, that's going to clear the board, and it's going to have Taunt, your opponent's going to have to trade back into it, so you get to remove a couple things here. I mean, that's good. And it's a dragon for like whatever dragon synergy matters here. So, I mean, ultimately, by itself, a 5/5 taunt is fine. The rush is good, obviously. So this is a 4-star card. Like, I don't think much needs to be said about that. Next one, Razorfen Rockstar. 1 mana, 1/3. After you gain armor, gain 2 more. It's a 1 mana, 1/3. That's a 2-star card. Next one, Chorus Riff, the second of the Riff cards. Draw a minion, give it +2/+2, finale, play your last riff. So, draw a minion is like worth 1 mana, give it +2/+2 is worth about 2 mana. You play this on 3, is that good? No. So, like, you get the finale. You really need to have riff synergy to make this work. Like, yeah, like I think there is a situation where you can get riffs in one of your decks. I might go for it. I'm not sure if I will or not. But ultimately, I think this card, it's a moderate 2-star card. It's better than the other riff, but I don't think, like, I think it's slow. And again, like, it's 3 mana to draw a single minion when you're used to 3 mana drawing 2 things. And the +2/+2, unless you get it early on, it really doesn't matter all that much. Okay. Next card is going to be Power Slider. Let me get Power Slider up here. Power Slider. Rush. Battlecraft. Gain +1/+1 for each minion type you've played. So, Menagerie Warrior. So, like, again, like, are you going to play this on curve? No. Are you going to play random minions, random different types of minions? Yes. You're probably going to be able to get at least +2/+2, if not +3 or +4. Like, if you get this up to a 4/5 or 5/6, I mean, that's not unreasonable, since it's every type of minion you played this game, and this is Arena, you do just draft random crap. So, ultimately, is Power Slider a good card? Yes, I think it's a good card. I think for a mid-game removal, it's like a low 3-star card or so, but it's a good mid-game removal card. Kodo-Hide Drum Kit. 4 mana, 3/4, deal 1 damage to all minions, gain armor while equipped to improve. So, hey, you got the Depth's Bite, except it costs 1 less. 1 less attack. Yeah, that's not really that great. A Depth's Bite was like an 80s to 90s card. The 1 less attack matters. Now, where this is good is that you can potentially just build up the board. Like you can just save the charge and you can armor up and you can armor up. And you can basically play a game of chicken with your opponent where they don't want to invest too much onto the board because if they do, they know you'll just nuke everything. And so you can build it up where you can mind games them and you can get things like that. So ultimately, is this card good? I say it's 3 stars. I could see an argument for 4 stars. I'm going to be a little bit down on it. I just think a 4-mana 3/2 weapon is a little bit too slow, even with the comeback mechanic for that. All right. Next card is going to be Bridge Rift, by far the best Rift. Where are you? Bridge Rift. Unfortunately, it's also an epic. Here. Summon a 3/4 rocker with taunt and a 4/3 with rush. Finale, play your last Rift. So there was a card, Divine Steed or something in Paladin, which was a 3/4 rush Divine Shield. And that card, for whatever reason, it was a Witchwood card. And constantly on HS Replay, that card would outperform Silver Sword in terms of win rate value. People knew how good Silver Sword was, but that card was better. And this is a 3/4 with taunt, and you get to deal 4 damage to something. And if it's something that's 2 attack or less, it gets to live and gets protected by the taunt. So yeah, this is a great card. This is a 4-star card. This is really, really good. And if you can use this and you can play your other rifts, so you can potentially draw other cards from your rifts. So if you've got 3 rifts, you play 1 rift, you play the Bridge Rift, and the Bridge Rift triggers that last rift, then your 3rd rift will trigger the Bridge Rift. So you can see how good this stuff is. Or you can just play another Bridge Rift that triggers the Bridge Rift. So there is potential for this in Arena. Again, it's just really, really dependent. Bridge Rift, though, by itself, by far the best of the rifts. All right, next one, Roaring Applause. Draw a card, repeat for each minion type you control. So, Jeb Bush quote aside. You play 1 minion type, you get 2 cards. 2 mana, draw 2 cards. That's good. You're going to have a lot of different minion types. That's just the way Arena works. You can easily get 3 or 4 minion types, and you can draw 3, 4, 5 cards off of this. I mean, that's really, really, really good. I mean, and it's not even as hard to set up as something like a Battle Rage. Battle Rage, you needed to damage everything, and that was a little bit hard to set up. And like sometimes your hero, you hadn't attacked into anything, so your hero had armor, so it wasn't damaged to activate the Battle Rage. So ultimately, I really love this card. I think it's a 4-star card. I think it's a great card. It's a great draw engine, and it's very, very, very easy to activate and very good. Black Rock and Roll. Give all minions in your deck attack and health equal to their cost. So here's the thing about this card. I know how bad some people think it is. There are other cards in this set, a lot of weapons, where you have a like there's one Druid weapon, which is like a 4-mana 2/3 weapon where you play it and then you eventually summon a 5/5. So there are slow cards in this set. If you play this, like how much do you need to get back? You need to get back, let's say 10 mana's worth of buffs. If you play this and you draw a 5-mana card, then you immediately gain 5/5 instead. So if you can last 3 or 4 turns and draw those things, I think this is actually a pickable card. I think this is actually a decent card. Are you going to do that? I don't know. I mean, this is where you have the Kodohide drum kit. You basically like force your opponent not to be able to play anything. So ultimately, I think it's a 3-star card. I mean, it's good. I can see situations where it's going to work, but I don't think it's reliable. Finally here, Rockmaster Voon. Copy a minion of each minion type in your hand. So 4-mana 4/3, copy a bunch of minions. We've seen cards like that before. Really, the sweet spot is 2. If you can copy 2, and are you going to get that? Probably. So if you get 5, 5 is like the absolute max because like your hand overflows if you have 5. But ultimately, you can probably copy 2 or 3, and I mean that's good. I don't know if I can go above 3 stars for it. I think it's a solid 3-star card, but again, okay card. All right, that's it. And next time you see me, I'm going to be wearing a new shirt because I am going to be doing the neutrals tomorrow, and that will be the last video, and then everything will be posted up. So I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully with a better voice. Take care.